Yo, what's up guys? TheInsaneGamefreak here to bring you another societal discussion. And this particular discussion is going to be on the concept of trust. How it relates to pretty much any type of relationship in your life, whether it be with your friends or acquaintances or your best friends, to your partner for the rest of your life, whether it be a man, a woman, or a transvestite. Doesn't really fucking matter. Transvestite or hermaphrodite? I think it's hermaphrodite. Anyways, this is one of the this was actually requested, I believe, by Savage War Panda. Shout out to you, dude. I think you requested this on my Facebook page like a while ago, and I'm just now getting to it. Also, just to throw that out there, if you want to make suggestions for future societal discussions or any video, honestly, just put it in my Facebook page or comment on the video. I would say Facebook page specifically because, for one, we need more conversation going up and down that motherfucker. Two, and plus that, it's easier for me to get everything down because I'm only looking at one page, whereas like if it's on multiple videos, every time I post a video, people post requests, it gets kind of convoluted and crazy. So that's the thing for you. But enough with the introduction, let's get on to the discussion. So the concept of trust, I don't know the right way of starting this off, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump into random shit. For me, I feel like nowadays people throw around that concept way too fucking freely. It's like, this is how you know people are throwing the concept of trust around way too freely. When you hear about everybody calling each other friends after knowing them for like a few weeks to a month, that in itself made me go, okay, people are fucking getting reckless with this shit. And let me explain something. Because people think trust is this simple. It's like a fucking random gift you give away after a little while. Like how people view sex nowadays. Where it's like, oh, we've been dating for 2 weeks. Throwing the pussy out there. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how people don't have any morals with that shit anymore. And trust, to me, is a bigger issue because it's the shit that leads into everything else. You have to trust the person to want to do all these things with them. Mind you, some of them just want to do it for the pleasure, not really thinking it out. And here's my thing. Back in senior year, which I'm actually realizing was like 3 years ago when I was a senior. Wow, time has flown. 3 years ago when I was a senior, you see this girl I became friends with during my senior year of high school. I had known her occasionally throughout like 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, but I didn't really start having serious conversation with her and befriending her, or making her acquaintance, I should say, until senior year. And you've seen it if you go on my gaming channel. She's like within like the first few videos on that channel currently. And what bugged the fuck out of me with her is that within the course of 3 months, she had already started calling me and my friend TJ, who you've seen a few times, best friends. Like we were her best friends after 3 months. And I was like, what? 3 months and we're best friends already? What the fuck? Okay. That is bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't believe. If you have called nigga, if you are the person who've called people your best friends after 3 fucking months, a lot of fucking shit, and I mean a lot of fucking shit, must have had to gone down in 3 months. That's usually not the case. People just want to fucking throw out their, like, want to give people their trust. And people, this is what kills me. People are so fucking stupid about it too, because it's like, why? People always go, why do I always get hurt? Why do I always feel so bad after? Why I have, like, people wonder, like, why is there always this drama in society? It's because people act like they need to trust everybody within the first few days of fucking hours of meeting somebody, and they get fucked over so easily because they don't know the fucking person. I don't understand. When did we get to this point where trust came before knowing a person? I thought you couldn't trust somebody unless you knew them. What the fuck? I'm sorry. But then again, I guess that would boil down to people not realizing what the fuck it means to know somebody. I really hate the way people are freely just opening themselves up. You know, I find it even funnier. It's that people always out to fuck each other over nowadays. But for some other reason, we got people who are dumb enough to keep opening their hearts up to everybody they fucking meet. And it's like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? To me, I don't consider you a friend until I've known you for at least over 6 months. And I can talk to you about more than just simple shit. And it's not like we're just... Because I hate the niggas who are like been friends for 6 months and they only talk about one thing. Like the niggas who talk to you only about, I don't know, let's say Pokemon, and that's all they fucking talk about. That is not a friendship. That means that's the nigga you talk to about Pokemon. That's all he is. A friend is not somebody you can only talk to about one fucking thing. That is retarded. Why would you trust somebody with a personal issue when all you talk to this dude about is fucking Pokemon? It's retarded as fuck. I'm sorry. It's not logical. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I feel like trust is one of those things that you should at least get to know the person first. You know, make some type of mental connection with, and if it's someone you're trying to date, the same thing. Some type of emotional connection. I don't consider you a friend until we're able to talk about multiple different topics, and I've known you for at least 6 months. Why 6 months? Because 3 months is bullshit to me. 3 months is retarded. What have I talked to you about? My fucking pains and goals and shit in 3 months? I've told you my life story in 3 months. You've seen all I have to offer in 3 months. If that's the case, you were one fucking simple ass human being. If that's the case, that's ridiculous. I might be coming off really harsh there. I'm just saying that just seems really ridiculous to me. And then the concept of best friends. Oh my God, people throwing that term around is retarded. Besties, BFFs, like no, nigga, you do not throw that term around so casually. People need to understand what a best friend isn't somebody that you hang out with all the time. That's not a best friend. A best friend is one of those dudes or chicks that you have no qualms with telling them anything, to the point where you are willing to let this person, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Being able to, like, life-wise, like, you're able to put, you trust them enough to put your life in their hands. Like, if it came to a near-death situation, you could trust them enough to know what they would and would not do. It's like, and this is why I kind of equate friendships and relationships so close together. Because honestly, what a wife is or a husband is really a glorified, is a higher version of a best friend. Because essentially what you're doing in the process of dating and making a relationship with a person is going through the concepts that you would go through when you're making a friend. You know, you date, you start getting to know each other, you start connecting on certain different levels, you start seeing if you click or not and shit. The difference is, though, is that for best friends, you don't have to emotionally click on everything because you're just friends. You're not niggas who, you're not niggas who are going to be stuck with each other for the rest of your lives. With a wife or a husband, emotional connection is like key. Also, sexual and romantic, because if you're, most of the time, well, that's kind of the reason why you have a lot of people who end up marrying their best friends, because their best friends, that's the whole correlation. It's like their best friend is almost damn near like marriage or wife or husband material. If the only thing that's missing is if you're romantically or emotionally attracted to them. If you're not, then that's what you need the wife or husband for, because that is a big key issue where you're like love, true, undeniable love. If you're willing to take a bullet for her or him, that is true trust and conviction. People nowadays want to just fucking be like everybody's their friend, which I really hate that concept. I'm sorry, it's not realistic at all. I'm an idealist on certain things, but that's just bullshit. Don't ever think everybody's gonna be your friend, because trying to make friends with everybody isn't fucking worth it. And I think people do that for a sense of protection. Like, they feel like if everyone's their fucking friend, then they'll never get hurt. But realistically, life is full of pain and joy. You can't really appreciate the joy without experiencing the pain. You can't really appreciate the pain without experiencing joy. It's like it's a double-edged sword. It's gonna fuck with you, but it's gonna help you in the long run. Either way, mind you, for the most part, you learn not to go looking for pain. But most people, that's why you have like all the sayings that like the pain makes you stronger, because it's through the bad experiences that you learn what not to do next time, so you don't end up making the same mistakes. And I don't know, people, when it comes to the concept of trust, really, and what people do now and what they need to stop doing, is you need to stop thinking just because Tammy helped you out that one time in the bathroom when you forgot your underwear does not mean you should trust her with your fucking bank codes and your fucking social security issues and your financial problems and shit. Because Tammy, being the type of girl, and here's the other thing. Friends and people you trust, you should be able to argue with and not ruin a friendship over it. Why? Because people always consider niggas friends who are yes men and yes women. Which you know what those people are called? Those people are called brown nosers. Those people are called ass lickers. Those are not fucking friends. Those are niggas who tell you what you want to hear to get close to you because your ignorance is allowing them to. You're not thinking clearly enough to realize that a person who's constantly not going against anything you say is ridiculous, because you know damn right. And this this easy way you can tell. Say something you know is stupid and see if they fucking call you on it. Because if they don't, that means you fucking with an individual who's dumber than you. In which case you should be insulted. You should be insulted and annoyed. Like really. When it really boils down to it, it's like society has gotten very weird. We're so easy to stab each other in the back, but at the same time, we seem to be so easily able to trust people. Mind you, the people who end up trusting people are usually in their like teens. Like usually, it's the youngest. It's our generation. It's the dumbass generation that wants to trust and love and help everybody. You know, that idealistic bullshit about we can be everybody's friend, which I don't know why the fuck you want to be everybody's friend to begin with. You understand how many ideals and clashing personalities you would have? That would be so annoying as fuck. That's the other thing. People always swap. I used to get a whole bunch of comments about like when I was younger about, wow, Terrell, why you only have like 3 friends and shit? I'm like, because I don't need 80 different fucking friends. 80 friends is bullshit. That's not even realistic. I logically don't think you can truly have 80 true friends. Why? Because that's 80 people you're saying can connect with you on a pretty good level, which I call bullshit on that. I call total bullshit on that. It's not realistic, and you don't need that many friends. Why would you need 80 friends? It's like at this point you're trying to create a fucking mafia. Come on, Jesus Christ! Like people are so afraid to trust too. That's the other thing, where it's like people can. Mind you, the afraid of trust issue is not really as big of a deal, but it's still a big deal, because I mean, there's a sense of guarding you're doing, which logically is not a bad idea. The problem is that people and humans grow through interactions with other people. If you can't trust somebody that you know is worth trusting, you're gonna stay stuck in that emotional immaturity. You may be mature in mind, but you're not mature in your emotions, or you're still acting like a 5-year-old. It's like, damn it. It's like, damn it, he played a prank on me when we were 5 years old. We're 16 and he's been with me for this fucking long. And this nigga has taken shots for me and you still don't trust a nigga. That's ridiculous. Because that's how a lot of relationships end too. It's not just being stabbed in the back, but it's also just feeling like they still think that you're not worth putting faith into. And that's insulting. Who wants to fucking deal with a person who has no faith in you, who doesn't trust you at all, considering everything you've done for that person? And people always think, oh, if a person leaves me because I can't trust them, they're full of shit. Not always, because some niggas take it harder than you do. Some niggas are like, walk away from you knowing they care. And they have to just force themselves to stop caring about you. And to me, that's a mark of a true friend. When a friend feels more pain than you do when y'all stop being friends, that, for the most part, that kind of tells me that they legitimately did care. Usually when friends break up like that, there's usually this mutual not giving a fuck, or there's this emotional pull on one of either side or both sides. It kind of goes into my hatred of people, because that's kind of what it is too. It's like you don't trust people you can't stand. It's like you don't associate with niggas you know damn well you hate the type of attitude they have. Like the people who think they can have contradictory friends. You know, you have like this little fucking, you have like this preppy kid next to this gangster. That usually doesn't work. There's got to be some bullshit connection there. That's usually a bullshit friendship because of some issue in their lives that they connect with. Maybe they're in the same family, or maybe their families grew up next to each other and that's why. You know, maybe that's what it is. But usually your friendship doesn't just, that usually doesn't work out as well as people think it does. The movies like to lie to you a lot on everything. And same thing with dating and emotional connection. It's like, if you can't trust the person enough to do certain things, it's ridiculous. Like, if you're married and you don't want your husband driving your car, that's retarded. I'm sorry, it is. It's like, how? It's like you don't trust him enough with your car, but you trust him enough to, like, and that's how you can really tell a bullshit marriage. When you have marriages where people still don't trust each other. I'm not saying you have to give, it's not one of those things where where it's like you have to give yourself to the person, but it should be more the thing that it shouldn't even be a matter of having to do it, but that you want to do it. If you generally don't want to do it, there's something wrong in that relationship. When you generally just don't want to help, like, be trusting and give, and, you know, help the person you supposedly love. Which is why I think a lot of people get married on some bullshit pretenses of love, because they felt good for 2 weeks. Because they could, like, say, they could put on their fucking Facebook, I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend, I'm in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. It's like the fucking status. It's like, to me, if I'm getting off the subject kind of, but, like, just that concept of people fucking taking relationships as a status and as a fucking, as a goddamn signification or a societal marker of what the fuck you are, that's retarded. Where you feel good being stamped as something else. I'm stamped as a white man. That means I can achieve anything. That, what? It's like, I can say on my Facebook, I'm married. I can achieve anything. There's certain things you should be proud of. You should be proud of being married to someone you love, but you shouldn't feel proud of having the title of being married. You should be proud of that you found a mate in life. I don't know. I'm kind of getting way off topic. But overall, trust is one of those things that can be easily broken and easily fucked with. And people make it so easy to do that by trusting everybody they fucking meet, which is fucking retarded. And at the same time, as I said, you can't just not trust anyone, because you're going to remain like this smart intellectual, like a 5-year-old's way of dealing with human beings. I mean, even if you're an introvert, I still think you should socialize on some level. Because if you don't, then how are you ever going to trust the world? If you don't trust the world on some level, you're going to be screwed. I'm not saying you have to trust everybody. I don't fucking trust a lot of people. I distrust more than I trust in terms of the United States or the world in general. But I have to be able to trust the world on some level, because I'm fucking experiencing it. I'm going out into it every goddamn day, and I live in it whether I wanted to or not. So yeah, this may have been more of a ramble than a discussion, but please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. As I said, request shit on the Facebook. The Facebook link is always in the goddamn description. Or you can post a video response to tell me what you think about this shit. As I said, this shit may have been all over the place, so I apologize, but that's how I do things. I'm just one disturbed motherfucker. So this has been the Insane Game Freak. Life's a game, play to win, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.